kindergarten like, you know, but you got your slot. Thank you. I just want to introduce myself real quick. I'm Ms. Ferre. It said introductions, and I asked Johanna, what does that mean? She said, well, tell them who you are and how long you've been teaching. So I had to think about it, and it's almost 30 years now. So I was surprised. I was like, oh, I don't feel that old. But so I'm Ms. Ferre. Been teaching mostly kindergarten all those 30 years. And I just, before I hand it over, I want to thank you for coming, because you came to the kindergarten orientation, you came to the back to school night, and you're here another night, and we just really appreciate the time you're willing to put in to work with us. Because we're like a team. It's all of us working together, and so we felt like if only half the team knows what we're doing in the classroom, then that's not best for the kids. So we thought, Johanna thought, she's done this before, you know, I can do a night where they come and we talk to them about what we're doing with the kids in the classroom. So we did it last year, and I had some parts to play, but she's awesome. She does this professionally. She's a wonderful trainer. She's taken, what, like a whole day or 2-day training, and she's trying to cram it down into an hour for you without overwhelming you. And I think it will really help the kids too. So you know what we're doing in class, you know why we're doing it, and you know how you can help them at home. So on behalf of the kindergarten team, we thank you, and we thank Mrs. Kirkman for helping it. And so I'm really just Vanna this time, because when I saw her go, I was like, you go.
Thank you, Ms. Ferre. I'm Johanna Kirkman. I teach kindergarten here, clearly. This is my 25th year teaching. It's my 5th year in kindergarten. So I was a 3rd grade teacher when I started in Dallas, Texas. I'm from the Midwest, so if you hear that and you're wondering, where? Minnesota, Wisconsin, Grand Rapids, Michigan. Born and raised, school in Indiana, 4 years of teaching in Dallas, Texas. So, and then out to California. So my 25th year teaching, 5th year in kinder, I was a 3rd grade teacher, a 2nd grade teacher, a reading coach that lasted about this long, because I'm not really good with grown-ups. And I've been at Crocker, this is my, starting my 4th year. So I guess maybe this is my 6th year of kindergarten. I don't know. Anyway, so as Ms. Ferre said, I work with the California Reading and Literature Project, which is a statewide organization that trains teachers in beginning reading. I got involved in that years back. And so I train teachers in the state, and I don't do it as much as I used to, just because it's hard to travel when you have a 11-year-old child, but I do train teachers, and everything we're telling you tonight is critical because beginning reading is so difficult. There's actually a publication out there that says teaching reading is rocket science, and we often don't think of it as being difficult, because think back to how you learned to read. Can you remember how you learned to read, or do you just remember that you could read? So I didn't remember how I learned to read. I had to call my 1st grade teacher, Miss Huddle, and I had to say, how did I learn to read? Because I just remember I could read. And what seems so intuitive to us, because we've done it for so many years, if you didn't struggle, and if you just remember reading, then you're not understanding why it's tough sometimes for some kids. For some kids, it's not tough at all. They pick it up, they understand it. For some kids, it makes no sense. And if you think about what we're asking kids to do in reading, we're asking kids to assign meaning to abstract items, letters, configurations. And I'll talk to you a little bit about it's so unnatural. So tonight we're going to have a little, we were going to do a little icebreaker. I think that one of the things I'm going to do it really quickly, because I want you to have an opportunity to just get to know the people around you. A lot of you have been doing that. One of our goals for this is also, this is the first of 3 parent nights. We'll have a writing night and we'll have a math night. So we want you to network. A lot of you do that anyways, but gives you an opportunity. So we'll do a little icebreaker. I'm going to give you a brief overview of what stage model of reading development is. So reading development, there are 2 theories of reading development. and I'm going to talk to you about the one that's not wrong. So I'm going to tell you about the stage model. We're going to talk about what is a sight word versus an irregular word versus a decodable word. This is critical, and we're going to have you play a little game and maybe take you outside of your comfort zone. We're going to model for you how we're going to teach your kids these sight words / irregular words in class, and then how you can do that at home when the sight word cards come home. We're going to model for you what blending instruction looks like, and we might do a little practice. You'll become my kinders and I'll be your teacher. Then we're going to model what reading connected text looks like. I got to go get the book. That's the other thing I forgot. We need a beginning, that blue beginning book. Sorry. See, I think I'm so organized. This happens. This never happens when the children are around. And then we're going to talk to you about some games, since we have some items that you can take home, and we'll share some games with you that you can make and have at your own home. And then we'll have questions. So there's a notes page there. I'm big on taking notes on the paper, because if they're on my phone or they're somewhere else, I don't know what they mean. I have all these beautiful pictures that I took at a kindergarten conference in Las Vegas. Yes, a kindergarten conference in Las Vegas. And I have all these pictures and I have no idea what they mean. But if I go to the papers that they handed out, I know exactly what they're talking about. So I'm a product of I was born in the early 70s, and so I'm a product of pencil, paper, not computers. So we're gonna get started. Icebreaker. Just think for a moment about something that has really surprised you about your kiddos beginning kindergarten, something that's really excited you, something that's surprised you, something that's excited you. And just think about that for just a minute, actually about 20 seconds. And then turning to somebody at the table, share with them what excited you or surprised you about this beginning of kindergarten. And then we will have a few friends brave enough to share. So turn and talk to people at your table for just a minute.